Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're jumping right into Module 5, and we are looking at the absolute foundation of leadership. We're talking about the glue that holds every successful workplace, classroom, and sports franchise together: trust and team behavior. So let's get right into it.
All right, picture this. You've got two totally different teams. On the left, we've got Team A. In this group, people are constantly dodging responsibility. When something goes wrong, the fingers immediately start pointing. The communication is just awful, and honestly, nobody trusts anyone. Now, look at Team B on the right. This team openly shares ideas, they actively support each other, problems get solved super fast, and everyone is moving toward the exact same goal. So, looking at those two setups, I've got to ask you, what is the fundamental difference here? Is it that Team B just got incredibly lucky and hired smarter, more talented people? Or is it that Team B actually has a foundation of trust? Think about your own life, maybe a school group project, a sports team, or your current job. Talent is great, but talent without trust, that usually ends up looking exactly like Team A. And that brings us to this hard, undeniable truth. People do not give their best effort to leaders they don't trust. Period. Trust isn't just some fluffy, nice-to-have soft skill. It is literally the core currency of all human interaction. If you're leading a group, your ability to influence and guide them is entirely capped by how much they actually trust you. I absolutely love this quote. Trust reduces friction, distrust creates it. Think back to our previous module on emotional intelligence. EQ helps you read the room, right? But trust is the actual lubricant that makes relationships work. When trust is high, everything just moves faster. But when trust is low, man, every single email, every meeting, every tiny decision feels like you're dragging a heavy boulder up a hill. And the research completely backs this up. It shows that getting along behaviors, specifically teamwork and empowering the people around you, are the real first steps to being an effective leader. You don't just wake up a visionary. You have to create a collaborative environment first. Only by focusing on these getting along behaviors can a leader actually get ahead and drive major results. You've got to pour that relational foundation first.
Let's look at how this plays out in the real world, like in a small business. Without trust, communication totally breaks down. Innovation tanks because people are terrified to take risks, which means they start hiding their mistakes. But with trust, it's a completely different story. Collaboration naturally improves. Creativity spikes. Problems get solved so much faster because everything is out in the open, and accountability just naturally happens instead of being forced by a manager.
Okay, so we know we need it, but how do we build it? Let's break down the 4 pillars of trust.
The crucial point starts right here with Pillar 1, consistency. This simply means doing what you say you're going to do. It's all about reliable, predictable behavior. Here's a massive secret about human nature. We inherently prefer a leader who is predictable and reliable over someone who is erratic, even if that erratic person is occasionally a genius.
So what does this look like on a Tuesday afternoon? It means showing up on time. It means following through on that task you said you'd handle. It's keeping the small commitments. If you tell a coworker you'll email them a file by 3 p.m., you do it. Trust isn't usually built in these grand, cinematic, movie hero moments. It's built in the mundane, everyday promises that you keep. Moving on to Pillar 2, competence. You have to demonstrate the ability, knowledge, and skill required for the situation. Now, look, a leader doesn't need to have every single answer, but you do need a foundational level of skill. And more importantly, you have to show that you're willing to learn and adapt to whatever is thrown at you.
Let's clear something up real quick, though. There is a huge difference between confidence and competence. Confidence is just believing you can do something. Competence is actually having the chops to pull it off. In the short term, sure, you might be able to trick people with confidence, but over the long haul, true trust relies completely on actual competence. People need to know you know what you're doing.
Pillar 3 is integrity. It's the classic definition, right? Doing the right thing even when literally nobody is watching. Research shows that integrity is all about having a strong moral compass and being honest, especially when things get difficult. It means you don't take the easy shortcut when the pressure is on, and your team sees your integrity in action. It means when a project crushes it, you give the credit to others. And when you mess up, you stand up and admit it. It also means being brutally honest about the challenges the team is facing, no sugarcoating. When you share the credit and absorb the blame, you create a safe space where people actually feel secure.
Let this sink in for a second. Integrity is what people remember long after your words. You could give the most incredible, motivating speech of all time, but if your actions don't match those words, your team is only going to remember the betrayal.
Our final pillar is care. This is about genuinely, and I mean genuinely, prioritizing your team's well-being and growth. This is the heart of servant leadership. It's the idea that a leader sacrifices their own comfort to uplift their people. You stop asking, what can my team do for me, and start asking, what can I do to clear the path for my team?
And this brilliantly illustrates that old saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You can be the most competent, consistent person in the room, but if your team feels like they're just cogs in a machine to you, they will never fully trust you. You show you care by actively listening, respecting their opinions, and just saying thank you for their hard work.
So we built the foundation. Now we need to look at the wrecking balls in our section on common trust killers.
Let's rapid fire through these trust wrecking balls. Breaking promises, taking credit for someone else's late-night hustle, blaming your team publicly when things go south, playing favorites, micromanaging, which, by the way, silently screams to your team that you think they're incompetent, not listening, or just being totally inconsistent in your mood. Doing any of these throws a massive wrench into the gears.
Because as this reminds us, trust is built in small moments and lost in a single careless one. Going back to our currency idea, trust is earned in pennies. Every kept promise is a penny in the jar, but it's lost in dollars. One public blaming session can completely empty a jar that took you a whole year to fill up.
Look, leadership is a practice. It's something you do. So let's put this into action with a 7-day trust challenge.
For the next 7 days, try to run through this simple checklist every single day. 1. Keep a promise, no matter how tiny it is. 2. Give genuine appreciation to someone. 3. Admit one small mistake out loud. 4. Ask a team member for their opinion and actually listen to their answer. 5. Follow through on a task without anyone having to remind you. It's super actionable and it works.
Then, at the end of the week, take a step back and observe. Did people start responding differently to you? Did you notice that conversations felt just a little bit easier, less forced? If you actually apply those 5 steps, you're going to see a real, measurable shift in the vibe of your team.
Because this is the ultimate takeaway I want you to remember. Trust is the currency of leadership. The more consistently you earn it, the stronger your influence becomes. At the end of the day, true leadership isn't measured by how many people work for you. It's measured entirely by how many people trust you enough to work with you.
Now that we've laid the groundwork of emotional intelligence and built a firm foundation of trust, we are perfectly set up for Module 6, Delegation and Empowerment, where we'll see how great leaders actually multiply their results. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on today. Are your daily actions building a bridge of trust with your team, or are you swinging a wrecking ball? Think about it. See you next time.